guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm currently in Korea, Seoul, for the press event of X-Men Dark Phoenix. It's all very exciting because this is supposed to be the grand finale to all the X-Men movies that we have all grown up with.
We're not calling it a cure.
Making him indestructible.
Would it ever begin?
Bring me out now. I am still right.
A bit sad that this is going to be the last one. Over the course of the next few days, it's going to be very exciting because first we are going to have a press conference with the stars and we will get to meet the director as well as 4 of the movie stars that are in the Dark Phoenix movie. After that, we will be going to the red carpet event where we can see the stars dress up and interact with the fans. And I heard that the Korean fans are really crazy. And then I'll also be interviewing some of the stars as well as the director Simon Kinberg, who has actually written and produced many of the X-Men movies. I'll be meeting Sophie Turner, who is playing Jean Grey, aka Dark Phoenix herself, Michael Fassbender, whom we all know as Magneto, Evan Peters, who plays Quicksilver, as well as Ty Sheridan, who plays Cyclops. So I can't wait to see them. And now the first event is about to start, so let's go. The press conference is about to begin. We have a whole ballroom full of reporters here. Very exciting. So the stars are going to go on stage as well as the director. I can't wait to see them.
It is my first time in Korea. It's an amazing city you have here in Seoul.
My first time here in Korea, and I'll definitely be back.
This is my first time in Korea as well, and hopefully tonight we'll be going for some Korean barbecue, which we're very excited about.
Very excited. Hopefully tonight we do get to have some delicious barbecue, and I wouldn't mind going to do a little karaoke as well.
I got in yesterday morning, went around the city. I did have the live octopus. They chopped it up. It's still, squirming around. And the suction to your cheek and your tongue, quite a sensation.
You've been part of this series for a long time. Is there any particular person that you feel that's most fitting to the original character?
Wolverine, Kevin, Halle Berry, me.
There are many superhero films with their own universe. So what differentiates this series and what makes it so unique?
The characters aren't squeaky clean superheroes. They're outcasts, they're outsiders, they're rebels. Despite the fact that they're mutants, it is more human about them than any other superhero franchise.
You talk about you prepare yourself studying multiple identities. What kind of aspects from those disease or conditions did you reflect into your role?
In my preparation, I studied schizophrenia and dissociative identity disorder. It was just really to kind of feel the confusion and disorientation and the anger that drives into tears that Jean really feels. We're so excited for you guys to see the film. Thank you for having us in Seoul.
The red carpet event is about to start and the stars will be appearing anytime now. We are currently at Lotte World Mall and it's full of people. Very excited. I saw that we had to go to the front because I am very, very short. So if I don't rush to get the best spot, I will not be able to see anything. I chopped the best spot, which is like here. This is my corner, yo. Guarding it with my life.
Make some noise and make those X-Men hyped up. You guys ready?
Yeah!
입장을 하고 있습니다. 마이클 패스벤더 그리고 소피 터너가 입장하고 있습니다. 여러분 소리소리입니다. The pose that comes up in your mind on count 3, we're going to pose. So if we get all 6 members the same pose, they get the free ticket. If you don't, maybe not. Magneto, 1, 2, 3. As an actor myself, the biggest challenge is how does my eye show on the screen?
I have to find new ways to emote with your face, whether it's your eyebrows or your chin, your ears. Simon kept coming up to me and giving me the note, hey, can you just do more with your face? And I'm like, dude, I'm doing everything I possibly can.
Jean Grey is the most powerful creature in the universe. What did you keep in your mind to act Jean Grey? It's so evil and so strong.
I guess I tense my stomach muscles a lot. But the rest rest of the time when I wasn't doing that, I had to be incredibly conflicted and emotional and frustrated and angry. So I just thought about sad things.
What is it like to perform Quicksilver's superpowers? Are you actually good at running in reality?
No, I'm not. I'm very slow in real life. It's a really fun superpower, and everybody's frozen, so I can pretty much do whatever I want to them. So there's a lot of freedom in that.
How does it feel being the most popular character? And also, did you have that chance to keep the Magneto's helmet?
I was running down the main street of Montreal fully dressed as Magneto just so I could get away with the helmet. It's been a real honor for me to play this part. Fans of the X-Men saga, they're very passionate. I'm fully aware of that, so I feel like it's an obligation for me to present this character. Also following in the footsteps of Ian McKellen, I felt like I had a lot to live up to. So yeah, it's changed my life.
Alright guys, it's a new day and right now we are going to have our one-on-one interviews with some of the stars and the director. I'm very excited because they told us that we can actually take some selfies with the stars today, and yesterday at the red carpet my pictures turned out terrible, so today I'm hoping that I'll be able to get better pictures. Let's go! Hi Sophie and Evan, I am from Singapore. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
I'm sure you've answered in other interviews what your dream superpower is, but let's turn it around and make it a little bit more fun. Which X-Men would you least want to be?
Toad.
Oh, Toad. Yeah.
Toad would be quite
Toad seems
hard.
a little dull.
Evan, you played Quicksilver, which was a new role in the X-Men universe. And Sophie, you played Jean Grey. As actors, is it actually more difficult to play a completely new role where you have come up with the character yourself? Or is it more difficult to play one that has been done before?
I think it would be harder to reprise it with, you know.
Because there was already such a great performance.
Right.
That's a little tricky.
So I guess for Sophie, when you were acting as Jean Grey, did you do a lot of research on how the previous actress did it and copy her, or do you come up with new ideas on how Jean Grey would be?
I definitely went back and kind of studied her performance just so I really got a feel of Jean and the elements that the fans all loved so much about her. I mean, Famke's performance was just beautiful, and so I definitely went back and took a look, but I also wanted to put my own little spin on it.
So Sophie, you mentioned in an interview before that your social media clout actually got you a role over another talented actress. I do think you're being quite humble there.
I'm not.
But to what degree do you think this is actually an issue for actors in Hollywood? Does the amount of followers you have actually determine your pay grade as well?
No, I don't think it determines your pay grade.
No.
It doesn't happen often, but I definitely think it plays a role.
Sometimes people look at that, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Producers, directors, a lot of people look at that stuff for promoting the film, and
which is ridiculous.
Can definitely help. And then sometimes it doesn't matter.
I think we can play a little bit of a game to make things more fun.
Yes!
Okay, so I'll come up with a descriptive word and both of you can immediately shout out the X-Men character that you think best fits the word. How about that?
Okay.
Sexy.
Wolverine.
Jean Grey.
Oh. Stop it.
A bit of an asshole.
Wolverine.
Wolverine, yeah.
Sweet.
Cyclops.
Yeah. Cyclops.
Know-it-all.
Do you think Charles is a bit of a know-it-all though?
Charles is such a know-it-all.
Yeah, Charles.
I'll vote him too.
Charles.
Narcissistic.
Charles.
Mean.
Probably Magneto.
Yeah, Magneto.
Greatest of all time.
Quicksilver.
Yes.
Really?
Don't be so shocked.
Isn't Jean Grey supposed to be greatest of all time?
Yeah, but also she wreaks a lot of havoc too, so I wouldn't call her the best.
How about Savage?
Probably Magneto.
Yeah.
Or
Or Wolverine.
Or Wolverine.
Savage.
Savage.
Sauvage. Johnny Depp.
Okay, I guess that's the end of my questions. Thank you very much for
Well,
answering
thank
them.
you so much.
Hi, I'm from Singapore. My name is Xiaxue. Can you guys try to pronounce it?
Xiaxue.
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 So Tai, you had to wear your special glasses, the entire time during the movie. How is it like being behind those glasses?
Completely red. It's a double red lens, so it's pretty dark as well. So I don't know, you get bruises on your shins from hitting the stairs in the dark stage. All the marks are actually the same color. They all look white. You stand on someone else's mark and you have to start the scene all over again.
Does it make you feel like angry at the end of the day to see red all day?
I like it. Well, it makes you feel like you're in another world.
So, Michael, you mentioned when you auditioned for your role, James McAvoy, he actually helped you a lot. Can you elaborate more about what that means?
He was already cast as Charles. Then the audition process was going on, trying to find, Eric. And the fact that he was there for the audition, I thought was very generous of him. And he was just, very complimentary to what I was doing, and we got on really well. There was a chemistry there.
But how about you, Ty? How was your audition like?
I crashed a car on the way to the audition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about my lines and I was in traffic and I wasn't really paying attention. I was in my buddy's car. Rear-ended a guy and I was quite flustered going to the audition. I told him about it. I'm a little flustered right now. I just rear-ended somebody in my buddy's car. But I ended up getting the role, so it's all right.
Thank you so much for answering my questions, and I look forward to seeing the movie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Okay, actually, I already watched the movie. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. So Simon, hi, I'm Wendy. So we all know that you're really talented. You wrote and you produced many amazing movies, including several of the X-Men franchise. In Dark Phoenix is actually your first time directing, and you also produced and also wrote. If you can only pick to do one of these three roles for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
Directing. Definitely wouldn't be producing. I love writing. But writing is really painful because you're sitting alone, it's solitary, it's lonely, and you have to create from scratch. And so there's a sort of anxiety that gets created by writing. With directing, you're with a lot of other people, you're working with really talented, wonderful folks. If you're in a good mood, they're in a good mood. If you're, a good leader and collaborative, they're open, and you're getting good stuff out of them. The community of directing, I would choose over the cave life of being a writer.
During filming, we all know that anything and everything can just go wrong.
Sure.
Was there any point during filming Dark Phoenix that you felt like, oh my god, this is all falling apart?
There's a scene in the movie where Michael Fassbender comes charging through a door, and it's after he's lifted a subway car out of the ground, and the subway comes crashing behind him. That was a real subway car. The wall had explosives, and the subway car was supposed to stop 6 feet behind Michael, which was the maximum safe distance that we figured that would be for a 4,000-pound subway car moving at a pretty high speed. But it slid on its rails and stopped about 6 inches behind Michael. So I had like a mini heart attack when that happened, because Michael Fassbender is the coolest man on the planet. Barely blinked, like he didn't even notice it, like it was no big deal.
Oh my gosh, that is so scary.
We only had one take, so that's the take that's in the movie. But it's things like that in a movie that you can never predict.
One scene for me that was really difficult to watch, without spoiling the movie, was when we saw that Professor X can't walk. If he can move objects around, why can't he move himself? And I tried to read up on it, but I still don't understand. So do you think you can explain that to the audience?
Professor Xavier isn't actually telekinetic, meaning he can't make things move. He's telepathic. He could make somebody, lift something. He can control people's minds. But Professor Xavier actually can't control objects, and that's why he can't lift himself up.
I'm pretty sure I saw him move stuff around though. I guess I must be dreaming.
If he did in the movies, that's not consistent with what his powers are.
We're done with the interview, so I guess this is the end of my video as well. I really hope you guys enjoy learning more about the X-Men Dark Phoenix movie, having some insight into what happens behind the scenes, and learning more about the cast. The Dark Phoenix movie is really fast-paced, very enjoyable, full of action, full of emotions as well, and yeah, I guess a little bit darker than the rest of the X-Men films, so I think you guys will enjoy watching it, so be sure to go catch it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!